Hey, sir.
Yo,
How's it going?
good man. How are you?
I'm good. You looking fresh?
Yeah,
Did you work today?
feels good to be home and clean.
It's always good, man.
Same to you, man. Have you look like you've been on a date or you're going on a date.
I went for a run like 15 minutes ago and didn't have time to shower and stuff. So a little sweaty. Put on a little bit of nice clothes. So
Nice. Sometimes during quarantine, right? Sometimes I was dressing up like just to go to the supermarket. Like
yeah,
I
it's
get in a
nice.
suit, I get in a fucking suit and just go to Safeway or like the shop down the road, man.
I know. I can't remember the last time I wore pants, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I feel like so grubby like all day. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, fuck this. I'm gonna get real nice and fresh and just go get some bread.
Feels good to look good, right?
Yeah, definitely. It just changes your mindset, man. Like,
Strutting your stuff at Safeway,
yeah.
Some nice melons you got there.
Yeah, man. It makes you feel like, you know, you walk a different way, right, when you dress up.
You feel confident, right?
Yeah, you kind of like, you carry yourself however way you're dressed, I find. Or I do anyway. Like if I'm grubby, dirty, if I'm working, like I walk around like a gorilla. You know?
Yeah, you're just like angry, not resting bitch face all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I feel sorry for the guy that I work with a little bit. Like it's just been us two for a little while, like doing these jobs together. And I could definitely be a bit nicer to him.
yeah,
I could definitely have a bit more compassion and like patience. Certainly.
it's something we're always working on, right?
Yeah.
I was driving around all day today, and I was just losing my shit with like the other drivers. Like
Yeah.
everyone's so slow, no one knows how to drive. It's just like constant. It was like, oh, why do I get so angry? I need to just like chill out.
Yeah. Wait till you get back to Vancouver, man.
I know. I don't look forward to having a car there, but I do, so I can like adventure and do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
think
nice
it's
to have a
necessary
vehicle.
in the city, especially. It's like there's so much just over there, like just over there, but it's a little bit out of reach, really. It's a whole day if you want to go on transit, but it's like you can get there and back in like 20 minutes each way, you know, car.
Exactly. It saves you so much time.
Are you ready to dive into some shit?
Yeah, let's do it. Sure, I got a Kleenex box here if I need.
Nice. I don't think you're gonna cry. I nearly cried the other day.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
one of my friends that I interviewed, um, I asked him like one of the things he's most grateful for during like the last like this period. He's been like setting up a new business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and he was like community, because without the community that I have or I've had over the last few months, or in his life in general, he thinks he'd be dead. That's just like, and he's like a really close friend. I was just like, oh, damn.
Yeah, that's deep, man.
Yeah,
It's true though, right? Like when you lose everyone. If you got no one to support you, no one to look forward to, I don't know, like I'd be pretty depressed if I had no one,
yeah,
right?
yeah. What was your community like before joining the Brotherhood?
My community for the brotherhood, I had some pretty solid friends, like more so like sports orientated, right? Play volleyball, spike ball, go out for drinks once in a while. But nothing really like deep. Like I don't have the same connection as I do with the brotherhood. I have a couple select friends, one here in Winnipeg and one in Calgary, where I can have those conversations. and I really value those. So coming into a group like the Brotherhood, it uh, really changed me. Never had a space where I can open up to strangers like that, and seeing other people opening up really allowed me to open up as well. So I'm definitely a lot more vocal and um, more motivated to become better as I see the other brothers push forward. Yeah.
So we've been in there like 6 months, right? Roughly now,
Yeah.
I think.
About 6 months and a bit.
Yeah. What would you say is like the most noticeable change for you?
The accountability part and checking in and just being like an open book. I'm willing to like stuff like I can say I want to do something, but sometimes I won't move forward with it. Um, but with the Brotherhood, it's I say I'm gonna do 100 push-ups a day or something like that, right? For the week, and I'm gonna do it because I don't want to let anyone else down. And seeing other people push forward, seeing other brothers push forward, and commit to those, doing those commitments, and I want to be. They're setting an example, and I want to be the example because I know everyone's watching,
Yeah.
right?
Other people benefit from that too. They benefit from you like following through with what you say, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Even if it's like a trivial thing, like just saying it and then doing it just slowly starts to build trust with yourself, right? And respect for yourself and respect for other people who are doing that same thing. I think that's really important. Like even if you don't get along with somebody that well, um, or like have such a strong, or not have such a strong relationship with a particular individual, or just don't like them, you can still learn to respect them because you can see them following through with what they say they're going to do, right? And you can see them like pushing themselves. You can still respect that even if you dislike that person. Right?
Yeah, I love seeing people win, and being true to yourself is such a huge win. Um, I struggle with that a lot. I have a lot of big plans and I come up with these great ideas, but how many things have I like actually followed through with?
Yeah.
I use social media kind of like accountability. Um, Way back when, just like the only reason I did the whole half Ironman is because like I threw it on Facebook. I told all these people like I'm gonna do it, and because like it's just so easy to back out, right?
Yeah.
It got to a point where I had to buy myself the race ticket to fully commit to doing the race.
Yeah. Because at that point you could still not do it, and people are probably going to forget anyway. So you just like don't mention it again, and then nobody else is going to mention it, right? You're just like, maybe I can.
But then, what does that do to you?
Yeah.
To your self-respect.
Yeah.
On top of that, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of use it as a push. That I put it out to the world. Now the world is watching, so I have to go forward with it.
Yeah, it makes you feel really shitty as well when you do stuff like that. Or when I do stuff like that, it makes me feel really shitty. Like if I say I'm going to do something and then like start down that path and then just like slowly recluse from it a bit and just like brush it aside, not really mention it again. Or if there's just something like I want to say to someone or like something I want to do in particular and I have that desire inside, but I like shy away and don't end up doing it. It just kind of like grinds inside. You're like, man, I wish I had done that thing. And like, I don't want to live like that. I want to feel those desires come through and just be like, boom, do it, you know?
You're being true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
So me being shy, like talking to girls, like I'll have my ways where I am not afraid to go chat up a girl at the bar. But then maybe one day I'm just like, oh, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her later, and then I miss the opportunity, right? And then I keep saying, oh, later, 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 and then I just keep reinforcing that bad habit, and then I just stop talking to women completely. Um, so now I'm kind of like, I haven't really interacted with a lot of women. It's just like I'm like super hesitant to go say hi or something at the supermarket.
Yeah.
But like before going out with you, I was just like, oh, hey, how's it going? Right?
Yeah.
It's like building a muscle, I guess.
Yeah, man.
To fight those urges.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's like resilience, right? You're kind of building up resilience to the inevitable rejection, right? Like you're gonna get rejected by like nearly everybody until like one person's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit and talk to you, and like the way that you react to it is much more important than like uh, whether you do it or not. I guess it's like the way that you react to it is going to define whether you are likely to repeat that behavior in the future. No? If you're like, oh shit,
Oh, I fucked up again, and or whatever, right?
dude, man, like the next one's probably going to reject me too. Like, why even bother? But
Yeah.
if you're just like, that was fun. You felt uncomfortable for a minute and then it's over and there's that relief of like being out of that situation again and you're just like, hey, like I'm okay again.
Yeah. It's like, oh, on to the next one, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it would be nice. Like, it would be nice. I would like to see that personally for me. I'd like to see that more in my life in other areas. You know, that kind of like, I have that kind of already in terms of talking to women. You know, like it's not a big deal for me. It's a lot of fun because there's nothing in my mind that's like, you need this, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up. Like I'll just go and fuck it up like on purpose, just for the fun, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy to go and fail, but that's not true for other things in my life, you know. Like it's not true in my work or in my hobbies or like the things that I'm interested in. Like I'm always worried about that failure, but it's the same thing.
It's really no different.
Yeah.
I've been realizing it comes from the scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
That's what hurts me, right? Like I'm worried about, oh, what if I fuck this up? I won't get another chance, right? And that kind of, and yeah, it applies to all areas of your life, right? Oh, I'm too scared to go out and pursue something that I am really passionate about. Like, if it requires me to quit my job, then like, oh, I lose that safety of having a job every morning. I may or may not be able to pay my bills, right? It's trying to your natural reaction is try to be safe, and it really stops us from pursuing dreams, pursuing a true sense of purpose, and yeah, really find it like robs the world of what true Sam could be, what he has to offer, and robbing the world of what I can potentially offer if we just keep playing it safe.
Yeah, I agree. So you've been, how long have you been not working for now?
I'm still working.
You're still working?
I'm working from home,
Damn.
but as of Friday, I'll be laid off.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be on EI.
Yeah.
So I'll be getting free money. Well, money is I that I've already paid for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I'll use that time to really explore things that like personal training.
Uh-huh.
That's like my main focus, and really just enjoy day to day, be more present.
So are you going to be looking to go like back to a stable job, or are you going to be looking to just like make it work with what you want to do in terms of personal training?
I'm applying for jobs that really pique my interest. So I'm being very selective. I'm not just applying for anything that I might fit. Um, Ideally, I could find something that's less than full time or like a contract position for now to allow me to live comfortably in Vancouver plus train on the side until I can build up that client base, and then I can within the year or something put all my energy into it and go with training full time.
So what is this type of training that you want to provide people?
I've talked about it before, functional patterns training.
Yeah.
Very back to the basics, body mechanics, training people to throw and run properly again. As we evolved into this modern age, we're sitting a lot more, we're on our phones all day, and we build these bad habits where our body gets stuck in these unnatural positions. And when we try to run or we try to move like we're supposed to, it impedes us. So I have tight hips from sitting all day. So now when I go try to run, if my hip doesn't have that full range and doesn't activate, the muscles in the hip don't activate properly, I'm going to be compensating, right? Maybe my leg has to kick out a little bit so I can get around an impingement. So now I'm landing on my foot weird, and which causes a lot of pain, right? Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, I can't run because my knees hurt. Well, maybe your knees hurt because you can't run, right? You kind of think the opposite. And this is a big movement that's kind of growing across the world right now, and seeing the results that they have with people that had surgery, major scoliosis, like they've taken people that could barely walk with like a walker and got them to run because they've trained their muscles to work as they should normally. And yeah, and over a course of like a year or 2 years, like you just see crazy improvements. And I think as we are more like working from home, sitting at our desk all day, like there's going to be more of a need for this kind of training because you're like, don't get me wrong, like deadlifts, your normal gym stuff like boot camps, those are all great. But if you're just doing isolation workouts like bicep curls and just pull-ups, you're not connecting whole body. Like when you run, you're using your biceps and your triceps. You're using all the muscles in your body, like your obliques, your lats, like that's all driving you to run. So if your body's not talking to, if your leg's not talking to your chest, you're you're not getting, you're not moving properly.
So what would like a typical training session look like?
Um, so I've been training under someone for a year. And my sessions have been, you get there, it's one-on-one, about an hour and a half, and see where I'm having problems, have like a big 10-minute discussion, see what we're working on before, how the body feels, and then we go right into it. Say with my running, I have issues activating my glute muscles. So he would put some tie cable to my foot, and then set me out with like poles in my arm, and then try to get my body to move with like little cues, like, okay, shift your hip to the left, straighten out your leg a bit, raise your shoulder. And it's like these little micro movements. It's slowly engaging all the muscles, and like I can do one rep, and like it just be like one step, like even like maybe like half a lunge type thing, and my whole body is engaged. And some points, like my whole body's shaking because it's not used to talking, like having everything engaged. And maybe like one of those sets take 3 to 5 minutes, but I'm gassed after one of those sets, and we kind of keep going through that for the first half. And then in the latter half, we would do some more like full body movements and more fluid movements. So you take like a medicine ball and kind of go through slower movements, but you're trying to engage all your muscles. So kind of like you do a squat, but you press the ball up, but then you stand up and really drive with your arms. So you're getting your triceps tighten up, your lats tighten up. And then when you slam the ball, you're actually just like throwing your hips back. You're actually not like pulling your arms down. So you're kind of creating, like when you're lifting up, you're creating like elastic tension. And then by driving your hips back, it all releases and you get a way stronger throw, which is really cool. We do stuff with maces and clubs, where it really engages your lats, your lateral lines. And yeah, it's really, really fun stuff.
What is it that makes you want to like share this with people?
Sorry?
What is it that makes you want to share this with people?
It's helped me a lot. It's my body. I guess I can see so much change in my body from just like within the year of training. Like my running's gotten a lot better. My body feels great. I look better. And I just want to share this with everyone, right? Because I know other people have issues with their body. I can, like walking down the street, I see people running or walking, and I can see where they're having issues and what could lead to pains elsewhere. And also on top of that, seeing my mom had a foot issue, always wore really small shoes. So her big toe started like folding over her other toes, and now it's like stuck there. And because of that, now over the years, it's caused her knee to have a lot of issues, and she has troubles getting up from a squat, like from a deep squat position. Like, and seeing that happen, like, is just brought a lot of sadness to me, right? She's always hardworking and always go, go, go. Like she works 7 days a week at the restaurant, and she just toughs it out, right? She's never taken a break. And that first time seeing her struggle to get up from a squat just really made me sad, because because she ignored her feet, didn't take care of her body, it's caused all this pain to her. And I don't want to see anyone else go through that.
Yeah. Your mom does squats?
Well, she does goes in the Asian squat to like do stuff, right?
Okay.
She kind of just like sits in that position to do stuff on lower ground. She can't, but she has troubles getting up in that spot now. But before, she's just Before she could just truck along and do that all. She can sit in that position for like an hour
Yeah.
and work.
Do you ever adopt that position?
Do I?
Yeah.
I struggle with that position.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like they can go like feet flat on the ground,
Yeah.
like ass to grass, pretty much, and just sit there. I my my heels are always lifted when I get down to that spot.
What does that mean in terms of your body?
Sorry.
What does that mean in terms of your body? Like, should we
My
be able to do that squat?
You should be able to. It's
Right.
just I lack range of motion in my ankles, so I don't have like the dorsiflexion. Like I can't. My knees don't pass my toes very far.
Right.
So if I can't get in that, my heels won't touch the ground.
Yeah.
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 I have a very, very broken body from running and other sports. So I'm trying to fix those as well.
And you're fixing it with functional training?
Functional training, and I am seeing a psych therapist as well, and they've been helping out. So it's not. I talk like functional patterns is like everything, but it's not to say the other stuff doesn't work. Right? There is benefits to doing barbell workouts. There's benefits to doing yoga and Pilates.
It's super interesting though, man. Like, just having that. I pay very much attention to my body in. I mean, obviously not all the movements I do, but like as much as I can, as much as I can remember to, I'm very much in that movement in a sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mentally trying to activate what I think should be activating right now for this particular exercise or movement. If I have to carry stuff at work, or if I'm in a really awkward position, I'm very like in that part of my body, in like a connected chain of it. So let's say if I've got like one leg over here on one like branch and one arm over here, and I'm having to like cut something over here, like in my mind, there's this like almost like a rod coming down my arm through the underside of my body and through this leg, right? And I'm trying to like, that's the fullest activated part of my body, right?
Your anchor. That's what's holding you up.
Yeah. And it's very like, the thing about climbing is like you kind of, everything has to activate to stay there, otherwise you lose balance. Like you need to keep balance in a very particular position, right? Otherwise you just swing and you just like roll around and you can't really do anything. But like I go into the gym and I'm doing lots of different kinds of movements, but like they're all pretty much isolated, you know. And definitely if I go too heavy, like I definitely start to compensate for that, you know. Maybe you start to like round your shoulders, or I don't know. When I run, I have no idea. You see me run and you point it out, like, dude, you've got a serious duck foot. Like my right foot just goes straight out that way.
Straight out, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is like the amount of time, I think, that in the way that you described that training program, that training session, like the amount of time that you spend in the beginning to just like very slowly kind of build that mind-body connection, maybe in parts of your body that you've never really tried to be before, you know?
Yeah.
Like there was on the first like Vipassana course that I did, like the 10-day retreat, for the first 3 days you just practice samadhi, which is like awareness of your breath, right? So you're just here, all your awareness is like in this kind of triangle space, and that gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and you just spend 3 days just like noticing the touch of the breath, basically, in that area. And then for the next 7 days you practice Vipassana, and like towards the third day or so on the first course, this kind of area of awareness that I had, I've discovered that I could move it like around my body.
Yeah.
And I went to the teacher and I was like, I felt like I had a superpower. You know, I'd never done this before in my life. And I just said to him, like,
Yeah.
is this a thing? Like, I found out that I can move this like area of attention to different places on my body. And he's like, yeah, this is what we do next. Don't worry about it. Just continue with the practice for now. I was like, oh, okay, completely normal. But for me, it like unlocked that power, you know? I didn't know that we could do that as humans. Just like have this awareness of sensation on a particular part of your body and then start to move that and just see that, just feel that, right? And then when you move into Vipassana and you're actually scanning your whole body up and down, like, there are parts of your body that are just blank of sensation. Parts of your body where it's really easy, like usually your hands, because we spend a lot of time in our hands, like our face, feet. An area for me that I couldn't, well, I can now, but it took me a very long time to like gain the awareness of was my belly. Like every time I got to my belly, it was just like mud, you know, like trying to put my awareness through mud. It was just like,
just disappears.
Until like you get out the other side and it's like, okay, now I can feel it again. But there's just areas of our body that we shy away from so much, right? Mentally with your attention. So there must be so many people walking around just like with no idea in what shape their body's in, because there's just parts of it that you haven't even looked at.
Well, yeah, like when you sit all day, like, are you thinking about, is your core engaged, right? Like, because if your core is not engaged, like I'll flop over. Right?
Yeah.
And you get in these like awful positions where you're kind of like this, and then you're wondering why you're sore tomorrow, right? But yeah, with the meditation, I've been using the app Headspace, and he teaches you how to do a body scan. So exactly the same thing, and I'll close my eyes, do a few breaths, and then do a quick scan. And same thing. It takes me. I can go down neck. My shoulders are a bit like muddy from how you're saying. But yeah, I can get into. It just feels so cool because you just follow. It feels like there's a ring going around your body, all the way down to each fingertip, and then back up, and then like down your chest. The pelvic and belly area I have trouble as well, but then I can get into all my quads, my hamstrings, around my knee, all the way down to the toes. And I had no idea like that was a thing before.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what it is about the belly, man. I don't know what it is. I wonder what the thing is about the belly. Like I know that for me, since I was a young kid, I was always really self-conscious about my belly, right? I was not like a fat kid, but I had more fat on me than my brothers. They were both like sticks with six packs, you know, when we were young anyway. And I just had like a bit of meat on me. And I would always like, whenever I was outside, it was always like sucked in or like tense. I'm walking around town, like it's tense, you know?
Yeah.
Just not really like feeling it or letting it be what it is. It's always like, no, you're going to be this. And it's just like.
No shame for it, right? Yeah. So you put it away and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw as a runner, like I don't have a six pack and I do have some belly fat. And before 2008, I was pretty hefty. I was like 210 pounds of no muscle.
Whoa. Did I know that about you?
I haven't shared it very, very much with the group actually. But yeah, I was a big boy and I never worked out or anything before.
How much is 210 pounds in kilos? Just under 100, right? Like 90.
No, it'd be just under like maybe 90, 96.
Okay.
Right, it's 2.2.
Yeah. It's a considerable amount, man.
Yeah. Well, considering I'm at like 170 right now.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
what was that like for you?
awful, man. Uh,
Was it something that it slowly progressed into, or like were you always like that until 2008?
I guess when I was like 4 years old, I was skinny, and then I guess after that I started putting on a lot of weight, and then just kind of kept it on until 2008 when I got in university and got tired of it. Just decided to lose it all.
How did you do that?
Um, so I ended up taking a summer course that was like every day from like 10 to maybe or 9 to 12 or something, and then I had time to go to the gym every day after class. So I started doing that for all summer,
Mm.
and the weight just like disappeared off me. It was crazy. I had no idea I was losing weight, and then I remember seeing friends who were like, "What the hell happened?" Like I wouldn't see them for a month because I was in school, and they're like, "Wow, like that's a huge transformation for you."
Um,
Um, it felt really good, like getting the compliments, but like my body just felt different. I had so much more energy. I was way happier. Um, like I I see like really overweight people now. I'm just like, oh, like I feel so bad like judging them, but at the same time, it's just like I was there, and like I guess you don't know what the other side feels like.
yeah. I guess for you, it must trigger some like, you know how it feels. You know the difference in the way that you feel now. Like you feel healthy, you feel like you have loads of energy, you feel like excited to do shit. And
Oh yeah,
before, like how much of that did you have before 2008?
honestly, I was like up, still out for like doing shit. Like I go out biking and like bike around the city, or go like play like soccer, or play like ball hockey on the street. Like I'm always down to go have have fun,
Yeah.
but I would never consider doing like a running race or any kind of race, let alone running to begin with. Um, yeah. Um, I guess eating was a really bad. I guess my eating's still not the best, but I work it off.
Do you
Yeah,
think at some
it,
level when you see people who are overweight that um, do you like do you sometimes think like, fuck man, like what are you doing? Like why are you doing this to yourself? You can get out of it. Or do you feel some kind of like level of disgust? Or like do you just like empathize because you know how good it can be to shed it? Or like what are the kind of different things that go through your mind when you see these people?
it's more empathy. I just feel I see like at the grocery store, like I'll see them like packing on pop and chips. I'm like, oh man, like I feel like oh, of course you would have all this stuff, and that's why you're here. John. Like those are the thoughts that go through my head. I'm like, oh man, I feel like an asshole thinking of it, right? But that's the reason why you're that size. I know there's a lot of people with health issues where they can't control their weight, so I'm less judgmental towards people I don't know, but I've like looking through. I saw friends from like high school or friends I've known for a while, and I see them put on 20, 30, 40 pounds. I'm just like, oh man, like how do you go from like high school athlete to a guy that can barely run a couple kilometers?
Yeah.
Like I have a good friend that did a whole full Ironman, trained full year, all year round, like up every morning. We'll do like 100K bike ride, go to school, and then go for a swim. Like he was so fit, and now like it was he's from Winnipeg, and I talked to him about going for a run, and it was like a little bit of snowing. It was like snowing a bit outside. Like, oh, I can't run. It's too cold. I don't have the gear. I was like, man, it's like 5 kilometers. And he's like, no, it's okay. I'll do it tomorrow. I was like, oh, it's just painful, like seeing him in that state.
Yeah.
He's the one who really motivated me to do Ironman because he was able to go out there and crush it.
Yeah. Have you shared this with him?
I have not, no.
Yeah, it's definitely impactful to see people like that you knew once upon a time and like who had an impact on you, motivated you, and then they kind of like they were going this way and you were just like trailing up behind them, and then they just go, whoop, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What happened there, man? Like, what does happen there? Like, does this person have like a good community? Like, what do you think might be the reasons why that kind of thing happens?
He was diagnosed with MS maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. So I think that had a huge impact on him.
Yeah.
And yeah, he used to work at a bike shop, so he was always around those kind of people that like spending $3,000-4,000 on bikes. So he's not working there anymore. He's been working as an accountant, so just always on his butt, really into video games. I think that just all kind of has an effect on you, right?
Yeah. MS is a fucker. Huh?
Yeah.
MS is a big one, man. Like
Yeah.
in terms of doing anything physical,
It's
there are
true.
people like you might be able to walk on like really even ground, but any kind of deviation in the ground, you're just like, oh, like, I'm done. I can't walk on this. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean, I know it affects everybody in different ways, but like, I think it's like cobbled streets in particular are incredibly hard for people with fairly developed MS to even just walk on them. It must be incredibly mentally debilitating as well. You know, just like I can't go do these things because there might be like some patch of it that I just can't get through. But like, what's the point in even going to the supermarket? It's like, I don't know if I'll be able to walk there without being in pain. You know, that must suck.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't talked to him about it, because I don't know where he's at, and if it's the MS that's stopping him or whatever. I mean, he is like, I've seen him get out for bike rides and stuff, so I'm happy to see him out. It's just a shame to see him to go from fucking top level athlete to guy that doesn't even want to run 5K.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to a bit of your personal training stuff.
All right.
What do you think, as a personal trainer, what do you think your strengths would be? What do you think you'd be able, you in particular, as like a unique individual, what do you bring to that world?
I come from a non-athletic background. I come from the couch potato that played a lot of video games when I was younger. And how fitness changed my life. I also kind of learned this all on my own. So coming from a non like biology background, I understand the layman terms. I've done the bodybuilding, I've done the powerlifting, I've done yoga, I've done calisthenics. So I understand where other people are coming from, and if those are the things they want to work on, I can help you work towards those goals. I understand how the muscles work, and then kind of with like an engineering background, I understand the mechanics and what stress is on the body, and it's really cool how I've kind of like pieced everything together with not doing a degree in like body science.
Yeah. So where are you now in terms of like becoming that trainer?
So with becoming a trainer, there is a functional patterns training course in Vancouver in August.
Right.
So once I complete that course, I can actually say that I am a functional patterns practitioner. So I can have the official FP beside my name. And as well as I am working towards getting my personal training certificate. So I'm recognized across North America. And third, I do have a friend that is going to be my first client.
Nice.
So I am first preparing a survey, like an intake survey, see where they're at, ask all the questions of their current state, what they want to work towards, and then I want to be able to take that and kind of come up with a plan to come up with a plan for them to help them reach their goals, and then offer them week-to-week training, nutrition plans, anything, even like recommendations on like sleep habits, what is it called, supplements, just kind of anything fitness related.
How much are you going to be charging people roughly for this like one-on-one session?
So the one-on-one sessions I was doing, that I was paying out for, was $100 a session.
That's like
that's under functional training, functional patterns training.
Yeah.
If it's not functional patterns, I haven't really thought too much about it yet. I'm just kind of diving into this now as I have some more free time.
So if someone was doing like one a week with you, there'd be like $400 a month, for example. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You doing friends discount?
Of course. Of course. Samurai Brotherhood discount.
Oh yeah, sweet, nice. Yeah, I'd love to be one of those clients, man. That'd be great. I think it's something that I need, like just to go over these things like in such detail, like just going over the movement of my body in such detail. But like I'm lazy on my own. Like I just want to get stuff done,
Yeah.
rather than like pay attention to those tiny movements, kind of like Tai Chi, like where you're just like very aware of the whole fluid motion. Yeah, I can't do that by myself. If somebody's there like guiding me, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
I'm the same way. Like going to boot camps, personal training, like having someone yell at you and call you out I bust my ass.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah.
But like when I'm on my own in the gym, it's just like, oh, I'll do this, and yeah, I think like this is heavy enough, right?
Yeah. What is there anything at all that you feel like is holding you back in any way?
The idea of not succeeding, right? Not having like a worry about not having the client base, not be able to train people properly. Yeah, that's
Like
one
imposter
worry about the
syndrome.
most. Sorry?
Like imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that? Do you have that feeling in the job that you do now? Do you ever get imposter syndrome doing that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. They'll ask you to do something. You're like, I don't know how to do this 100%. And I'm like, shit, this is normal? Like, am I gonna be doing this regularly? Should I be here?
Yeah. I have that very frequently. It's just like, oh, you think I can do that? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, sure. I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
I think that's always going to be there, you know. And if you
it's gonna
don't
be
have
there.
it, if you don't have it, then like you're not pushing yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's because you have imposter syndrome because you're not there yet.
Yeah. And like the people who really do like know everything, and you know those people that you come across, and they just like they know everything, and their word is like their word to them is completely objectively true. It's like I don't want to ever be that person, you know. I want to be able to say like, no, I don't really know. I don't really know how to do this yet. I don't really know like what I'm doing right now, because like the stuff that's come before that's led me to where I am now, like I could have just stayed in a lot of that, you know, and
Yeah.
then become one of those people that knows everything at that particular level, you know. But to say I don't know means you're stepping into something that is like new, exciting, like full of opportunity, full of learning, like taking out your comfort zone. It's vulnerable. Like, that sounds like a much more interesting life to me.
And that's the whole being safe thing, right?
Yeah.
If we're vulnerable, we're not safe. So that's why people don't want to take that leap, right? To pursue more.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons why I really don't want to be in Winnipeg is because that's the mindset of everyone, or a lot of the people I'm around. People are comfortable where they are. They get the job. They'll get paid 70, 80,000, 100,000 a year, and that's tons in Winnipeg. Like you could buy a house for under 500,000 here
Nice.
and be comfortable. Like in the city, like it's a nice big new house,
Yeah.
unlike Vancouver. So really, there's no push for you to do more, right? And so they get the job, they get married, they have kids, then they work till they're 65 and retire. And that's life. That's normal life for them. And on the Sunday, I was hanging out with a couple of friends, my really close friends here, and they're saying that, oh, what are those people out there pursuing their passion? Like, just get a good job and then pursue your passions outside of work. I was like, oh, I just couldn't even say anything because I just blow up. It's like it's the exact opposite of what I want to do, right? Yeah. So
Well, so what is your plan? Like, what's your plan of action now?
plan action is get out of here. And really just take the next 2 months to enjoy, pursue this personal training.
Yeah.
Also try to find some work in the meantime to supplement my income because I know I won't be able to. I mean, I guess I'll have VI for a bit, but I'll be living pretty lean while I'm on it. Especially if I find a place to rent with you guys, probably be about $800,000 a month, which is about half of what I'd be making from the a month. So it'll be tight for a while. Because I want to be able to go out and enjoy beers with you boys.
I have an alcohol-free weekend coming up this week.
Oh, brilliant. Is
Yeah.
it just the weekend, so it's good till Friday, or what?
If I wanted to be cheeky, I couldn't swing that. I've booked another interview for Friday night, just exactly to help me with that. It was his idea because he doesn't want to drink either. He's been drinking too much. He's like, we book it for Friday so that I have a reason to stay home.
Is this Joe?
No, it's a friend of mine, Adam. He's
Okay.
yeah, cool guy. He's kind of like serial entrepreneurial type. He's like just building shit and like making his own way in life. He is also the manager at Float House. That's how I know him, and he's in the thing I used to do on Tuesdays, a little like 4-person group discussion thing. And yeah, he's an interesting dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So are you posting all these interviews?
Yeah, they're
Awesome.
going online. I'll send you the links and everything.
Great. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
I want to see who else you interviewed.
You want to what? Sorry.
I want to see all your other interviews as well.
Yeah, they're all pretty long, man. I'm gonna have to like chop some of them up into these little nuggets and stuff. I want to spend some time doing that over the weekends and stuff.
Some like really key clips that
Yeah,
get a lot of value from, right?
yeah. More for myself to look back over and like the kind of takeaways that I have from each of those sessions.
Right.
I want to save those into a smaller piece so I don't have to like scan through and stuff like that.
You have to sit through an hour to 2 hour
Yeah.
video looking for it, right?
Yeah. And then like I get distracted doing something else, whatever. Yeah, if there's anything I can do that would help you to move in that direction, obviously you already know, like I'm here to help. That's what I want to do. Yeah, anything. If you need me to hold you accountable for something, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I really need is I need you to stay on my ass and make sure I do the things I say.
Yeah. So you've been doing a course like already, right?
Yeah. So there's a 10-week online course where they go through a lot of the basics. That's available for anyone to purchase if you're interested. Yeah, and so I've been really just going through that regularly, becoming super familiar. A lot of there's some workouts in there as well that I've memorized stuff. I can go through it on my own without even have to referring back to it. Yeah, just really getting that tuned in, getting prepared for the in-person course.
You nearly finished that 10-week course?
I've been done for a while. I started that in February.
Yeah.
But I've been going through videos, just replaying them.
Nice. It's good to stay fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And as you go through it, you change one area of your body, and then that could bring up something elsewhere, right? So it's like you fix one problem, then another problem pops up. You fix that one, it's like, now I fixed my ankle, but now my knee, something's wrong with my knee. Now my knee's fixed, my hip's hurting. It's just it's never ending.
That's why you always need a functional trainer.
You always need a functional trainer.
All right, man. Thank you for your time. I'm gonna stop recording and have a little chat with you off the
Okay.
break.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you doing this with me.
Of course.